High five.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bobby's
Top 5.
Thank you. Worked real hard on that Bobby's. Looking to get an Emmy for that one. I just inserted it over Rich.
Nice.
Number 5, he waits and doesn't sign with anyone. And now I get annoyed that he's always waiting and we're always debating on where he's going to go. You know, obviously, he loves this. And I think he waits to see what happens with the 49ers and if they're going to spend $50 million plus on Purdy, because we know he would love to play for the freaking 49ers. Like, that would be his dream scenario. So at number 5 of my top 5 Aaron Rodgers scenarios is he waits and ends up with the 49ers.
This also feeds his ego, right?
Absolutely.
Just every show, every headline, just constantly being about him. He looks so sad in those beach robe photos, TJ, but you know he secretly likes it, right? That they're constantly getting out there. Maybe he planted the paparazzi that day.
Attention is his fish food. It's what keeps him going.
Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Drop it. Yep.
Nibble, nibble, nibble. Yep.
Number 4, he joins and starts training for the U.S. Olympic flag football team and refers to it as his final competitive organic version of himself.
Wow.
Now, that would be actually kind of cool.
This is the answer that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
I like this idea.
Yes. You can at least go out a winner, win an Olympic gold medal.
Wow.
Represent America, and then be that guy again, even if it's and then he gets to go like, it's my final organic version of me. He gets to do like something.
Yes. Tom Brady don't have a gold medal.
I don't hate that. I like that as a matter of
really like
fact.
this idea, actually.
Number 3, he retires, but he keeps stringing people along for years. He never actually says he retires, doesn't fill out the paperwork, and he slowly fades away like my iPhone battery.
By the way, my battery's on 78% right now, like max charge, so I got to get a new battery. So
my battery's dying like crazy too right now. I think I'm 3 generations behind, but I would like to see Aaron Rodgers just kind of kick the can so much.
This is the most likely scenario.
It's a wrap.
It feels like, no, it's just one of those things like, oh, we're still talking to the Steelers. We're not going to, maybe, oh, well, this is going to drag into training camp and OTAs. And, well, you know, he's going to go unsigned. And then, you know, Tom or Ian are going to, or Adam are just going to be like, Aaron Rodgers has decided to sit out this year, but he's open to playing in 2026. This is the most likely scenario.
Number 2, he hosts Jeopardy. Well, or any quiz show at an Applebee's every Tuesday night, never to be heard from again. Like, he scratches that itch.
Bar trivia night with Aaron Rodgers.
That's him. He gets to claim he's doing it. And then number 1 is he signs with the Steelers, but he refuses to wear the black jerseys because they trap his emotional density. You know, so he does.
He only plays road games.
That would be incredible. Mason Rudolph starts home games. Rodgers starts all road games. Now we're talking.
Just a new colorway. Like, he just will not wear the black jersey. They go a whole new colorway.
He convinces them to wear
the bumblebee.
Remember the bumblebee or those like prison outfits that they wore like a decade ago.
I do have one more. Here we go.
Oh, you want one more? Oh.
All right, we'll get one more.
Wow, one more.
This is my +1. He
Never saw it coming.
does retire, which I mentioned earlier, but for a new media venture, a YouTube series where he moves to a remote cabin in the woods and hosts Fourth and Forest, Lessons from the Trees.
Bobby Bones, I see you today.
I like that.
I see you loud and clear.
I loved Aaron Rodgers because I just liked a guy who said how he felt regardless of how he felt and how it would come back. But then it got to the point where I felt like he was saying things he didn't even feel. He was just saying things to get reaction. And then you start to feel it's the whole thing is disingenuous. I think remember when he was hurt and he was on the sidelines and we were debating if he was going to come back and play for the Jets? And he would be out on the field before the game. And he knew that there was a debate. He had probably planned the debate. I don't know this for sure. And then he would be on the field before the game even started, like throwing the ball. He's like not wearing anything, but the guy loves attention. And this comes from someone who gets paid to love attention. I seek attention. That is my job in every part of it.
That's my thing.
So it's like takes one to know one a little bit. But I think the hilarity of Aaron Rodgers, and I think you said it, Chris, going to the Steelers and then finishing under 500, that's a Picasso.
I think if they choose to go with him, that's the outcome they deserve for bringing this guy into the locker room. We just saw what he did to the Jets. Absolutely nuked them from the inside.
But can I say this about I hate standing up for him after I've just kind of went on him.
I know. Come on.
I know.
Pile on.
But he does get hurt, first game. He does come back. He played okay at the end of last season, right? And so, and some of the players, and who knows what to believe, apparently everybody didn't hate him inside the locker room.
I get that. Rich has said that.
And to me, that feels like, obviously, I don't know everything happening everywhere, but if like all the players like him, like what is it about him? Because I feel from the outside looking in, he's a complete D-bag, but he may not be a complete D-bag to the other players.
Sure. So then what's the holdup? Like, this is now week 3 of free agency. Free agency started 3 weeks ago, okay? You know you want to keep playing if that's the case, right? Is he still thinking about whether or not he wants to play?
Well, it's fish food. Oh, he's fish fooding us for sure, right? First of all,
but all your spots are gone now.
He probably wanted to be a Viking,
you
right?
only have Pittsburgh left.
Now, yes, I would say a week ago, like he probably really was dying to be a Viking because look at the weapons they have.
Yeah.
He could go
in the dome. We talked about that. 10 games inside the dome.
So when that didn't happen, it's, well, what do we have? The Giants, which he goes and spends time there with those guys in their facility, and then the Steelers. And who's going to actually let him be him the most? Because I think if you looked at both offenses, like who would you, now they have DK Metcalf now, and they're spending a lot of money. They have George Pickens in Pittsburgh. They have
Playmaker.
They have neighbors with the Giants. Like, who would you rather throw to?
Well, I think the Vikings top that list.
But the Vikings are gone.
But they're gone. They don't want to go in that direction anymore. And the Giants is now off the table, too, because they have Russ and Jameis, and seemingly they're going to draft someone, whether it's at 3 or whether it's in the second round. They are going to take a quarterback in this draft. So your spot to play, your options now are essentially retire or play for the Steelers.
Or wait and see what happens.
If
but that
someone
never
gets
works.
injured, but that never works
That
out.
never works
When
out.
was the last time the wait? Look, Ryan Tannehill is still waiting. That's what we thought was going to happen last year with him. He was waiting it out. Camp injury. I'll come in and be. He's still waiting. So I don't know what happens with this guy. And I don't care, but it's like it would be, like I said, it would be hilarious if he goes to Pittsburgh and suddenly they go 5-12.
Super conspiracy theory. Is there a chance that Tomlin and all of Pittsburgh already knows that Aaron Rodgers is going to come play for them, but they also know Aaron Rodgers is like, hey, give me like 3 more weeks to milk the crap out of this because I really need the attention. Like, that's part of our deal.
I just don't think Tomlin plays those games, and he's certainly not going to give up a media power struggle to Aaron Rodgers.
Tomlin is starting to be a bit more vulnerable, though, as a coach. Like, I think he could be gone the next couple of years, even if he goes, well, you can't go 500 anymore, but even if he goes a game over 500, I think, and I love Pittsburgh, and I love how passionate they are about their fans, and I don't think that's the case, especially with their history of head coaches and stability there, but they probably know, right? Like, they probably know if Rodgers is coming or not.
I would think so, but, just if we play this out, if they go 10-7 and get blasted in the first round by Buffalo again, or not again, but by Buffalo this year, what does that do? What does that do for Tomlin's legacy? What does that do for Aaron Rodgers' legacy?
But how do you get better than Rodgers, though, is my question for next year, because I don't think you do.
You don't. You just kind of have to suck it up and eat it. Like, the Ravens had that kind of goofy, we always win in the preseason streak going. Like, I don't know if it's an ego thing, but who cares? Going 9-8, 10-7, and getting blasted in the first round means nothing. Like, they need a full rebuild, especially a quarterback. So you just got to suck it up for a couple years, be bad, pick in the top 5, get a guy, and move on.
Yeah, that's the key to get out of purgatory. Allow yourself to be bad.
Yeah, but the fan base has to be cool with it. Ownership has to be cool with it. Front office, you need the stability. Obviously, they have it in Pittsburgh. We're almost on year 20 with Tomlin. He's not,
and that's why it's not going to happen there.
Not going to happen. Which part? The fired part or the
he's not going to get fired.
The be bad part.
And they're not going to be. If you call it purgatory, fine. But for them to completely rebuild and have a few 3-win seasons, the fans of the Steelers are not going to accept that. And then they're going to find out that the grass wasn't greener because they wanted a change. If they get the change, they're going to stink.
But they're nowhere near being a Super Bowl team.
I mean, then what do you do as a fan? Because every year there's one team that's going to win the Super Bowl.
I know,
right?
but there's always 8 to 10. Yeah, the 8 to 10 that have hope. Like New England is picking in the top 5 for the second straight year, and I've never felt better about the team than I have in the last 5 years about them.
But you're not winning the Super Bowl
and the direction
right?
that they're going.
We'll talk torpedo bats.
Washington
on once.
Washington almost made the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback. What do you mean?
They're a little bit better team than you.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you two, I'm going to have to step in.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.